Hello, Folk and Flick. Welcome back. Nice to see you, whoever you are. I've been thinking a lot about different kinds of friends, and I've kind of been writing and meditating on that recently. There's all kinds of people in the world with all kinds of interesting traits and so on. And I was thinking about spiritual people or mystical people. People who are either mystical in an egoistical way or in a wise way. People who are genuinely concerned about others as opposed to just being concerned about themselves and their position in the universe vis-a-vis some divine being or some divine wisdom or whatnot. One is obviously more solipsistic and egoistic, and the other one is much more benevolent and concerned with other people, with compassion, with a quest to improve things, with justice and freedom and creativity and so on. So that's what I wrote about this week. As always, I'm coming at it from a big picture kind of perspective, so I'm hoping that more people will educate themselves in whatever way they wish to do that and understand that we are all in this predicament together. And if the world's really going to improve, not just technologically or not just our science and our engineering, but if we're going to improve in a socio-economic sense, we're going to have to take steps to do that. And the steps require wisdom. So really from wisdom flows love, I think. A certain kind of love, very special kind of love. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, and talk to you again soon. Cheers. For beautiful eyes, look for the good in others. For beautiful lips, speak only words of kindness. And for poise, walk with the knowledge that you are never alone. Spoken by the beautiful, talented, and enlightened Audrey Hepburn. Quote, "In order to control myself, I must first accept myself by going with and not against my nature." The legendary Bruce Lee. In 2019, more than any time in human history, one's primary concern must be, what can I do to become wiser every day? Wisdom discovers the flow of truth from authentic experiences. Wisdom allows one's experience in the world to come into focus with acceptance, obliterating one's conflict with reality. With understanding, one encounters her emotions with equanimity, and her attitude towards the world becomes more compassionate. Another Bruce Lee quote, "You must be shapeless, formless, like water. When you pour water in a cup, it becomes the cup. When you pour water in a bottle, it becomes the bottle. When you pour water in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Water can drip, and it can crash. Become like water, my friend." This kind of focus allows one to think clearly, rationally, and logically, to slow down and examine one's circumstances more closely with childlike curiosity, flexibility, and resilience. Clear, precise, and gentle awareness opens the heart and mind to the miracle of conscious existence. From this posture, possibility expands and opportunities to create flows forth. Creativity is an elixir. It's the healthiest stimulus we have. The system we live in today uses the science of division and contradiction to control us. Our socioeconomic system programs us to think and behave in ways that will support the system. Our education does the same. And as we socialize, we are being programmed to join or form groups that conflict with each other. This conflict also supports the system. So we must learn what this system is. We must become wise to it if we are going to learn what freedom means, if we are going to learn how to improve our society. We must redesign our system of conflict and remake it as a system based on wisdom. Wise people are compassionate intellectuals who are always learning and teaching. They are committed to curiosity and to helping others. They are individuals without egoism. They hold their knowledge lightly with a sense of epistemic humility. Wise people also notice where their thoughts, expertise, and emotional reactions originate. For them, the world is symbiotic and interconnected. Community and relationships are integral, valuable, and even potentially dangerous, which is why they focus on health. Healthy societies are peaceful and secure. They minimize conflict with other cultures through positive interactions. It is time that we transcend war in favor of compassionate, positive relationships designed to improve the health and welfare of life on Earth. This must be done no matter how impossible it seems to us today. How else can our children have a prosperous future? Would you give your grandchild a world without elephants, without fresh air, good food, and kind people? A quote by René Girard. Please click the link and have a look. It's really interesting. Quote, "Man is the creature who does not know what to desire, and he turns to others in order to make up his mind. We desire what others desire because we imitate their desires." René Girard. To consistently become wiser, one must be concerned with physical, emotional, and intellectual health and practice deliberately and systematically to improve in these areas. I listened to a podcast recently that made me wonder why I quit meditating 20 years ago. As I thought about it, an epic personal story began to emerge, one that I hope to share someday. The podcast's name is How the Brains of Master Meditators Change. The scientist joins Ezra Klein's show to discuss what he learned from bringing the Dalai Lama to his lab. And there's a description of it in my blog that you can take a look at. It's a very interesting podcast, and I hope you'll listen to it. There are wisdom traditions in every culture across time. Wise people can be straightforward, sophisticated, or conventional. Sadhguru may look like a textbook Indian wise man, and regardless of his unique talents, he has worked hard to develop his wisdom. I'm always skeptical of people with power. But there are influential, thoughtful people in the world who can be trusted. What do you think of his insights in this video? The video's link is in the description below, and you can also get it from the blog. It's a pretty interesting conversation. Here's another perspective on wisdom from Forbes magazine. Morality in the age of artificial intelligence. Why do we need wisdom to lead in the future? We live in a society that engages us to think about how to have a great career, but leaves us inarticulate about how to cultivate the inner life. The road to success is definitively paved through competition, and so fiercely that it becomes all-consuming for many of us. In the age of artificial information, we need to consider beyond data to drive purposeful progression and authentic illuminations. End of quote. We need wisdom and compassion to develop a sustainable and just human civilization. At present, we are still far from achieving such a society. We have made material, scientific, and technological progress at a fast rate over the past 170 years. However, very few of us understand its cost to public health and the health of vital ecosystems. What's more important is that we are far from understanding how to deploy our scientific and technical knowledge with wisdom and compassion. And this we must learn. Let's all choose the path of enlightenment. Allow me to paraphrase a Navajo prayer, and there's a link to it in the blog, and I encourage you to go and read it. It's really beautiful. but this is my take on it in this context. All day long in wisdom may you walk, with wisdom on your right and wisdom on your left, wisdom ahead of you and wisdom behind you. With many wise friends, teachers, and students, may wisdom sustain and motivate you, and may wisdom be your gift to share through your actions in this life, and may your wisdom linger for many generations to come. All right, that's all for now. As always, I would encourage you to read Peter Joseph's The New Human Rights Movement. It has a lot about how we might look at developing a more just and healthy society, social economics, and so on. Just read it. Once you've read it, I want to talk to you about it, no matter who you are, where you come from, or what you might think. Also, I put a link to Native American Navajo gentleman reciting the Walk in Beauty Navajo prayer in his native language. That's pretty beautiful. So a link to the blog post is in the description below. I hope you'll subscribe and support this channel, and I also hope that you'll communicate, because the more we communicate with other people in the world, the more we're going to learn about ourselves and how things really work in this crazy world. So take good care, be good to each other, and I'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye, folk and flick.